Hey, what's up? Hello, Kalibitsa Lesedi, and let's have a chat. If you're new, join the crew, and if you're a returning subscriber, you know I appreciate you. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about advice I would give to anybody that is starting a new corporate job for the first time. Just to give you a little background of who I am and what I've done and why I think I can have such a conversation. I studied BCom in marketing and tourism at the Northwest University, graduated in March 2023. And in that same month, I got my first ever internship at a technical or technology like hardware company. I am now working at an IT company. The advice is based on my experience, but also based on experiences of other interns that I worked with, because obviously we would have like conversations about like who's going through what and whatever. So it's kind of a mixture of all. But I will say that I had a great internship experience, and obviously such is life that there were some things that I was like, ooh, that happened to me. But for most part, I had a great experience and I still have a really great relationship with the people that I worked with. But let's not waste any more time. Let's get straight into this video. Starting with the first thing that's on my notes, boundaries. Okay, so I know that boundaries is like a buzzword and we talk about it all the time in your personal capacity, in your friendships, in your relationships. Boundaries this, boundaries that, but it is so true. Having boundaries is so necessary, especially in the corporate space. And I'm going to break this down to you so that you can understand what I'm trying to say. If you're going to come into a company under like a CETA program or like a year's learnership or any kind of like program that is sponsored by the government, in essence, you are free labor because the government pays for you to be to get this experience at this company. So you're free labor. You know what they're gonna do with free labor? They're gonna suck you dry. They're gonna try to get as much as possible from you because you're free. You're here for free in their eyes. To be honest, I don't think it's always malicious, right? It's just the attitude of like, if you are a junior, if you're in your first job, there's that like thing of like there's an expectation for you to kind of like put your hand up and help here, help there, you know, and just participate in the daily activities of the company. But if you don't have boundaries, you will find yourself high and dry. You'll find yourself doing things that you now don't like. You will find yourself like looking through your job description, oh Mara, this one, these things that I'm doing here are not even here, and you'll end up hating the job. It will break you mentally, like you will really just be in a slump. It's so important to have boundaries, even if you have like you find one non-negotiable, right? For myself, like right now I'm practicing the non-negotiable of so I knock off at 4 p.m. I don't do anything related, work related after 4. Hi Chaya, 4 p.m. I'll see you again tomorrow morning. So I try to be very strict on that. And because that's my attitude, like everybody knows that you're not sitting a meeting with me after 4. You're not having, like, we're not having any work related conversations after 4 p.m. What will happen is you'll take up all these things and be like, oh, I'll do it. And then you first start doing it as a favor. You know, at first it's like, it's a little favor. Oh, I'll help you here, sharp. You do it once, you do it twice, you do it 3 times, you do it 4 times. Now it becomes an expectation. At the point where you realize, I guess about that anymore, they're like, oh, how could you? How could you stop doing the thing that you were doing for me as a favor? How could you find your worth? How could you suddenly have boundaries? So the thing is, with boundaries, it helps you help others know what you're willing to do and how far you're willing to go. It helps you help others no, hore, waiting, Lesedi, when it comes to this, she's not playing games. So it's very important to have boundaries, and people will treat you how you allow them to treat you. Should I run that up again? People will treat you how you allow them to treat you. So if you allow people to call you at 5 p.m., 6 p.m., hey, they will continue to do it. They will continue to do it until you are not realize again. Just have your boundaries. Let's jump into number 2. Keep everything documented. Now this one is a personal experience. This one I learned it the hard way, the long way, the miserable way. Keep everything documented. If you're working in a space where people like just easily come to you and say, hey, can you please this, you know, just be like, yeah, sure, I'll do it, but just please draft it for me in an email, you know, just so that you keep everything recorded. And even if you're open to like having verbal conversations and verbal agreements, make sure you like, you know, you retype that verbal conversation y'all had, just write in the email and be like, hey, just to confirm this is what you were looking for. I get, okay, sharp, then I confirm, yeah, sharp, just so that it's there. Because what then happens is that if you just do your work purely based on a verbal agreement, or someone said, hey, you do the said thing, and then something happens. If something happens, it's going to be you as the intern versus this person that's been here for 15 years. Who do you think is going to win? You tell me, who do you think is going to win in such a case? I literally had something like that happen to me. At the end of the day, we did sort it out. Like, it was not beef or anything like that. But it was a thing of like, this person came to me and said, hey, can you please help me with this? Oh, no. They said, oh, no, please do this and this and this and this. Like, don't wait for me. Go ahead. What did I do? I went ahead. At the end of it all, it was like, oh, but you should have known that you shouldn't do that. And I was like, you should have known it was wrong when you said, you know what? Fine, sharp. So I've had something like that happen to me where it was like, yeah, you should have kept that documented. And the thing that helped me was that there were other people that were there in the conversation that could testify and say, hey, but you said this. And if I didn't have other witnesses, trust me, it was going to be me versus that person and I was going to lose. It's also really nice to like CC your managers just so that they also have overview of things that you are being asked of, because sometimes some people come to you directly and then your manager doesn't even know that you're doing these things. Obviously, it's very important for your manager to know the things that you're doing for other people, you know. So ideally, keep things documented. Don't verbal agreement as agreement, guys. It's not going to save you in an argument because it becomes your word versus theirs. And then what you going to do? Number 3 is something that my manager, who I dearly love, my ex-manager, who I dearly love, always used to say to me. And she always used to say, Sedi, never leave a meeting without saying something. Basically, she'll just be like, every single time I invite you into a meeting, it's because I want you to shine. I want you to stand out and I want you to say something. Suggest something. Have an opinion. Have a question. Agree with someone. Say something. You don't want to end up just being like a fly, like equivalent to like a fly on the wall, especially when you're given that opportunity to be in rooms with like seniors or managers and like you're the only intern there and whatever. Like literally take that up with both hands and make sure that you contribute to the conversation. That's just how you're going to stand out. Point number 4 for me is something that I try to practice in my life in general, but also can be work related. Do not internalize anything that happens to you. You are dealing with people that have their own personal lives, people that are parents, that are mothers and fathers, people that are husbands and wives, people that have lost parents, people that have lost siblings, people like just such as life. We are dealing every single day with people that are going through whatever they're going through. Sometimes it happens that frustrations are being released onto you that you have no business being, involved in, but it happens. And if people talk to you in a funny way that you feel like, ooh, that was a little sassy, don't internalize it. It has nothing to do with you. The decisions that managers make about you, especially as an intern. If managers decide that we're not going to keep you, like, we're not going to keep you, don't internalize that to be like, yo, I must have been such a bad intern because why was I not kept? No, girl, just keep it moving. Your life. It hurts sometimes because you're like, yo, okay, but you like literally just keep your chin up. It's not personal. Like, it's not personal. We're here for business. We're here to work. We're not here to be chummies. We're not here to be family. We're not here to be friends. Do not internalize the things that happen to you. Actually, the things that are like more on the negative side. Like, it's not about you. It doesn't determine who you are. It doesn't determine your potential and what you're destined for. Don't internalize things when you feel like people are being recognized more than you. Why not just keep it within yourself to be like, you know what? I know I'm greater than. I know I am deserving. And then you just keep it moving. Point number 5. Be someone that is like easy to work with. You will experience it for yourself, but there are people that are genuinely like just difficult to work with. Like when you hate every idea every day, when you have no opinion. When people think of being in a meeting with you, we're like, yo, hi, oh happy. Don't be that person. Be someone that's easy to work with. Be approachable. Be someone that like, if I need to go talk to you, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, let me okay, I'm gonna go talk to you. No, just be open. Like, make it easy for you to like speak to others. Make it easy for others to speak to you. Make it easy for others to present ideas to you. Be very like receptive. Don't be like the fussy person, the person that's always like moody, like we don't know what mood she's in today, so we kind of have to tiptoe around her. No, be open, be relaxed, and be someone that is just easy to work with. Number 6, a very, very important one. This one I need to learn myself, is how to have like a good work-life balance. So what I mean by that is being able to be like, okay, I'm at work, let's work. When you're at home, you're at home. You don't bring work home, you don't bring home to work. Be able to like gauge like your personality. Like the people that you work with don't have to know everything about you. Like you keep it cool. Like have a hint of mysterious. Like, I know I struggle with this because I'm just an open book. Like I don't really care much about like it is what it is. But I just think it's important to learn to be like, okay, I'm at work. Like these people don't have to know like my personal life, my everyday life. Like it can just be like little chats here and there. Also just in your personal capacities, like don't be the person that makes their job their personality. And again, I know I struggle with it, like because I enjoyed especially my internship. Like I used to talk about it a lot. Like I used to talk about the place a lot, the people a lot, but just learn to have a work-life balance. Like learn to be like, okay, I'm at work, let's do work. I'm at home, let me be at home with my friends and family, and try to make sure that even the integration that you do with the two is not like all the way, like just handle it, like balance it easy. Be very picky with the people that you choose to be your work friends. Pick your people and let that be your people. Not every single person in the company has to be your friend. Like the same way, like not everybody that you're in school with has to be your friend. That same vibe. Not too much personal life in the workspace, not too much work life in your personal space. Number 7, and my closing point, is don't be afraid to ask questions. At the end of the day, you are a junior. This is your first job. Everybody knows it's your first job. Nobody expects you to have it all figured out. Nobody expects you to even know how processes work. With that being said, ask questions. Rather ask a question if you don't know something than to go ahead and try to do it and spend a lot of time doing it incorrectly. Ask questions. If you don't know, be like, hey, can you just please help me with this? I'm struggling with this. I need to understand. Again, this is another thing that I struggled with. I have to it feels to me like a humbling experience to have to ask for help and ask questions, but ask for help. Your manager is most likely aware that you don't understand, is most likely expecting you to ask questions. You are not a superhero. You're never going to be a Batman, and you are there to learn. And the best way for you to learn is to ask the questions. And actually, let me actually add on to an 8th point. I was going to keep it at 7, but I think this is also very important, is to be okay with your mistakes. You're just an intern. I promise you, you're not going to break the company. Be okay with the mistakes that you make. Some of them might be costly. I've made a costly mistake before in this life. If you're not the first person to make the mistake in the company, you're not the last. Again, you're an intern. It's almost expected for you to make some sort of mistake. Take your mistakes with grace and forgive yourself for them. Best thing that you can always just bounce back from when you make a mistake is just being like, okay, this is not necessarily a mistake. It's just a learning curve. You will come out of it a whole lot of a better person. But the truth is, mistakes are going to happen. It's inevitable. And you must be okay with that. And you must be able to forgive yourself very quickly, because there's no pondering on mistakes for a whole month that you made a month ago. It doesn't make sense. So yeah, that is my advice to anybody that is starting a new job for the first time. I was inspired to do this video because a few friends of mine have actually asked me like, oh, what advice do you have for someone that's starting a job for the first time? And I was like, oh girl, I got you. So this is the video. Send it to someone that you know has started a job for the first time. If you are in the job search, in the job market, I know it's tough, I know it's tricky, just hold your head up. You will come out perfectly fine. If you've made it this far to the video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up, to comment down below any advice that you may have or any questions that you may have for me. And we're out.